Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So previous class, I taught you regarding electoral constituencies or constituencies. Okay, what do you mean by electoral constituencies? Anyone? What do you mean by that?
Ma'am, the country is divided into different areas for the
For the purpose of?
election.
Yes, for the purpose of election, we are dividing the whole country into different constituencies that we call it as different areas that we call it as electoral constituencies. Okay. Now, another one, I told you that from each constituency, one person will be elected or voters will be electing one person. And for Lok Sabha, how many constituencies I told? Lok Sabha?
20.
20.
Lok Sabha, how many constituencies
140.
are there?
140.
140.
543.
543 constituencies are there all together in Lok Sabha. From Kerala, 20 are there. That's what I told. Okay. In Kerala, then Kerala State Assembly, how many constituencies are there?
140.
140. Okay. Then whoever is elected to Lok Sabha, what do we call for them?
MP.
Member of Parliament or MP. Okay. Another one constitution other than that state legislative assembly, we are sending some representatives. What do we call for them?
MLA.
MLA. Okay. What is the full form of that MLA?
Of legislative.
Member of Legislative Assembly. Okay. Then other than that, in Panchayat and in local government, the area is divided. And what do we call for that area?
Wards.
Wards will be, and we'll be selecting there also representatives for the local government. Okay. Now, next one is about reserved constituencies. Have you heard about the term reserved? What do you mean by reserved?
Ma'am, it is already
Booked. Okay, already booked or given to someone that you know that whenever if sometimes you go to hotels and all you do the reservation so that seats are for you, nobody else, right? Like that, there are some constituencies which we call it as reserved constituencies. Okay. Now, if in our country, every citizen, we have the right to elect, even we can stand for getting elected as a representative. Okay. So in our country, we have the right to vote. At the same time, we can stand for the election and get elected, or we can become a member of parliament or legislative assembly, or we can become a member in the local government also. Now, have you heard about the term weaker sections? What do you mean by that, weaker sections?
Ma'am, the Dalits.
Okay, so maybe Dalits, or maybe you might have heard the terms SC, ST, like that you might have heard the terms. Okay, or you might have heard other backward classes. Yes, so weaker sections, when they stand for election, there is a chance that no one will put vote for them, or maybe there is a chance that they may get very less number of votes. Why is it so? Why is it so? Why people are not putting vote for them? What will be the reason? Or I will ask you another question. In an area, a man is standing, a woman is standing for contesting. Both of them are contesting for in the election. In general, if you see, people will cast their vote for whom? Yes, men. What is the reason for that? Yes. What is the reason? Mithun, what will be the reason? There is a constituency. One man is there, one woman is there. So generally, we can see that people prefer to vote for man. What is the reason? Or who can say? Krishnaveni.
Ma'am,
Hmm?
man
Hmm.
will be having more
Hmm.
confidence.
Man will be having more confidence because of that. What confidence? Confidence
Ma'am,
in?
the man can
Tell.
ma'am, he can face any problems, but
Yeah.
women cannot
So,
afford.
yeah, women cannot, maybe women are not much able or efficient in solving the problems. This is what general thinking in the society, right? We have a general thinking in the society that man will do better than women. So it is normal that whenever there is an election or whenever there is a competition between man and women in an election, there is a general tendency that people prefer to put vote or they give their votes to man. Okay, so what happens here? We are not having much representation of women in the parliament or in the state legislative assembly or in the local government. Okay, so many women are not there in the governing body, right? So what happens? Government has brought a solution for that, or constitution makers, they brought a solution for that, or they felt that some group of people, they are very weak, they also should have representation in the lawmaking or governing in the government. So the same way, this example I told you about women now. Okay, same way, weaker sections, when we say, it includes, you might have heard about scheduled caste, right? Have you heard about scheduled caste? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Scheduled caste, have you heard? No?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by that scheduled caste? Who can say? Okay, Catherine is telling that she didn't hear about it. Who can say? Sridev, can you say? Or example, what do you mean? Or what is or who belongs to scheduled caste?
Ma'am, I only know the full form.
Okay, you know only the full form. Who else?
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, is it Dalits?
Dalits, or Dalits in the sense, before, you know that we in our country we had a system of caste system, right? There some groups we call them as low caste, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now what problems they faced in the olden times? Just can you tell? Money wise, if you see, what was their situation?
They are poor.
They are very poor. Okay, they were very poor. Okay, then education, tell.
They are not able to do for the education.
Or they were not able to go for education, or we can say
Yes.
that they were not allowed to go for education, right? So
Yes.
like that, they suffered in the hands of upper caste people, right? Now they don't have education, they are not rich. So like that, one person, if they stand for election, what will happen?
They will not vote for him.
No one will vote for them, right?
Yes.
When you see that people are standing for election, you know that maybe they are very powerful, influential, rich people sometimes. So people always will have a tendency to cast their vote towards those people, powerful people, influential people. Here what happens? Some groups are there, weaker sections or scheduled tribes, you might have heard. Now, what do you mean by the scheduled tribes now?
Ma'am, the tribal people.
Tribal people. Okay, tribal people, you know that they are where they live.
Or-
Ma'am, in forest.
Yeah, in the forest, they are not having, or they don't much mingle with the other people. They don't have much facilities available for them. Even they don't have much education. They are not much rich. So because of that reasons, they will not be represented, or they are not getting any representation in the Lok Sabha or in the legislative assemblies. Okay, I told that when they stand for election, if they stand along with other people, like those who are very powerful, those who are rich people, those who are influential, what will happen in the election? What will be the result then?
They will.
Yeah,
they
they
will
will
win.
not win, or they may not get any representation. So their problems in the sense scheduled caste group, their problems, who will represent? Scheduled tribal people are there. So their problems, who will represent in the government? No one will be there. Okay, so to solve this problem, what our constitution makers did, they introduced a system of reserved constituencies. Now can you say what do you mean by reserved constituencies? Reservation, I told you, when you go for in the hotel, you are having reservation. That means you only are allowed to sit there, right?
Yes.
Here when I tell reserved constituencies, what do you mean by that?
Ma'am, some constituencies are reserved for the lower, weaker.
Reserved for the weaker section. That means
Lower caste.
only weaker section. Actually,
Lower
it
caste.
can be scheduled caste. Why I said weaker section? It can be OBC, it can be scheduled caste, it can be scheduled tribe. Okay. Now, when we reserve these constituencies, only who can stand for that election in that particular constituency?
Ma'am, the weaker section.
Only the weaker section can stand. That means it will be a competition among scheduled caste, or it will be a competition among scheduled tribe. Got it? Now, in that competition, it is sure that one person from that weaker section will come. Will go to where? Either into the parliament or to the legislative assembly. It's compulsory, right? Because only the people who are standing for election, they belong to one particular category, and it is compulsory that they will get representation in the Lok Sabha or in the legislative assembly. So those constituency, we call it as reserved constituencies, because that is reserved for some group of people, or it is reserved for weaker sections. Okay, so that is what here. Some constituencies are reserved for the people who belong to scheduled caste, or they belong to scheduled tribe. Like that, reservation is given. So it is compulsory that they will be getting some representation. Now, next one, they have given how many seats are reserved for scheduled caste. This we are talking about Lok Sabha. And how many seats are reserved for scheduled tribes as on 2019 here. Okay. Now, 84 seats are reserved for scheduled caste. 47 are reserved for scheduled tribes. So how many are reserved for scheduled caste here?
84.
84. That is to which area? To which level of government?
Lok Sabha.
Lok Sabha, that is central government. Okay. And how many are reserved for scheduled tribes?
47.
47. Okay. Now this system of reservation, we can see even at the district level also, at the local level also. I told you before that at the local level also, we have some sort of elections, like to the municipality or to the panchayats and all, we have election. There also, this sort of reservation we can see. Okay. Now, in some states, you can see the seats, what we can see in the rural panchayat and urban municipalities or corporations or the local bodies. All these are coming as a part of local government, right? Local government, when we talk, what all will come under that? Which all bodies will come?
Municipality.
Louder.
Municipality.
Yes, municipalities or corporations or panchayats, all these are a part of local government. Okay. Now, there also we can see reservation, that we say that it is reserved for other backward classes as well. Okay, so there also we can see reservation. Some areas are there, some wards are there. You know that when we talk about the local government, we have wards there, and that wards we are making candidates to stand, and there in some wards this reservation is given to the other backward classes also. And the proportion of seats, in the sense, you know that some states, they have some states you can see more number of weaker sections are there. Some states less number of weaker sections are there. So according to the population, we can see the seats will be different. In some states it will be less, some states it will be more. Now another one, reservation for women. Okay, 1/3 of the seats are reserved for women candidate. This we are talking about the local government. Okay, that is in rural areas and in urban areas. We have local bodies and some seats are reserved for women candidates. How much it is reserved for women candidates?
1/3.
1/3 of the seats are reserved for women candidates in the local government. Now, next one is about voters list. Have you heard about this voters list? From that term itself, you can understand what do you mean by this?
Ma'am, the
voters?
list of who all are voting.
Yes, the list of who all are voting. That list which contains the names of those candidates who can or who are eligible to vote. That list we call it as voters list. Okay. Now, what do you feel? Who is considered as a voter?
People, those who are 18 and above.
People, those who are 18 and above, are allowed to vote. So that is one important feature of a democracy. What do you? There is a special term for that. What is that?
Universal
Universal
franchise.
Yes, universal adult franchise. So here, all those who are eligible to vote, those who are above 18 years of age, a list will be prepared just before the election. It's not very near the election. Much before itself, they'll prepare the voters list, because you know that taking the names of all the voters, it's a tedious task. It is not that easy. It's very difficult because the whole population should be included. Those who are above 18 years of age, they should be included.
Right.
Yeah, okay, fine. So much before the election, this will be prepared. So first thing, they have to decide. I told you that before election, various things are to be decided. And that one is that constituency. I told you, what do you mean by electoral constituency? What do you mean by reserved constituency? So once the constituencies are decided, okay, I told you how, on what basis the constituencies are decided. On the basis of what the constituencies are decided? How do we decide? How do we decide a constituency or ward and all I told? What is the basis of that?
Ma'am, based on population.
Yes, population, based on population or based on the people, number of people they are living in that particular area. Okay. So once the constituencies are decided, the next step is what? The government should decide who can cast their vote and who should not cast their vote. That list should be prepared. So they will be preparing this list. That will be prepared much before the election, because it should be prepared and it should be given to everyone, especially the political parties. When they come for campaigning, you might have seen that they will have the list of voters. They know that every family, this many members are there for election. Have you seen that? They will come. When they come, they will have a list and they will read out the names. Okay, this many are there in the in this house to put vote, like that they will ask you. Okay, so always they will have a record of voters list. That is one thing. Another one thing, this when this recently you might have seen that this we can see in the net also. I mean, in the government also make it public for the for all the people to see whether your name is there in the voters list, like that. We can check our name whether it is there in the voters list and all. Have you noted down anything like that before the elections? No, you may not be knowing much, but if you check with your parents, you will be knowing that. Okay. Now, this list officially we call it as electoral roll. And commonly among the people, what do we say it is? Voters list. Okay. So what is the official name of this voters list?
Electoral roll.
Electoral roll. Electoral roll contains what?
The list of people who can and who cannot vote.
Yeah, list of people who can vote. That's all. Okay. The list of people who can vote, that will be there. So here, you know, as a democratic country, government has given the right to everyone that we all can cast our vote or use the right to vote. Everyone is having the equal opportunity. So that opportunity, how the government is given, it is based on the principle that is universal adult franchise. Now, everyone is having the right. No one should be denied the right to vote. What do you mean by denied the right to vote?
Given the right to.
Denied means what? Everyone is given the right. What do you mean by deny?
Ma'am, stop them.
Yeah, stopping them not to use their voting power, or don't allow them to vote. So here, no one can deny a person's right to vote without a proper reason. So there are some people, you know, they cannot cast their vote. There are some, even though they are above 18 years of age, there are some people they cannot cast their vote. And other than that, one more thing is that our right to vote is not based on any points like you are belonging to this particular religion, so you don't have a right. Anything is there like that in our country?
No.
No, you are a woman, you are not getting any vote. You cannot put a vote like that. Nothing is there, because you know that when you learned French Revolution, there women were they having the right to vote?
No, ma'am.
No,
No.
ma'am.
But in today's world, in a democracy, even if you are educated, not educated, even if you are rich, poor, influential, powerful, nothing. This will not be taken into consideration for your right to vote. Okay, everyone are considered as equals when the right to vote comes. But here also some exceptions are there. For example, you might have heard sometimes some people are there who are very dangerous. Some dangerous criminals are there, right? They are not allowed to cast their vote. Okay, another one set of people, some people are mentally unsound. What do you mean by mentally unsound? What is that?
Ma'am, they are not mentally stable.
Very good. Some are there, they are not stable mentally. So government feels that they are not able, they will not be able to take a proper decision in electing the candidate. So government has not given the right to vote to some people like this. Some are, I told that, criminals are there, or some people are there who are not mentally sound. Those people are not having the right to vote. Other than that, every citizen in our country, they have the right to vote regardless of what? Regardless of many things, like even though you, regardless of our caste, regardless of any religion, regardless of any gender, we are all allowed to cast our vote. Okay, so this is one important point we can see, where everyone is considered as equals, but few are not allowed on a particular basis. There are some situations, there are some reasons why government is not allowing them to cast their vote. So it is whose responsibility that government, it is whose responsibility that or the voters, to prepare the voters list? Whose responsibility it is?
Government.
Government responsibility. Have you heard about a committee which is responsible for that?
Ma'am, Election Commission.
Yes, election commission. You know that usually when, after how many years we'll have general election?
5 years.
5 years. Okay, so now after 5 years, you know that many might have reached 18 years of age, right? So their names should be added. Many might have died. So what we should do? Their names should be cancelled. So all these things should be done with a very careful manner, and it is the duty of the government to include all the names, those who are eligible for voting, and especially dead should be deleted, newcomers should be included. So a complete revision you can see after every 5 years. So much time before the election, they will prepare this voters list, and this will be updated. And you know that for election, now we are having some ID proof, right? What do you call for that?
EPIC.
What is it?
Ma'am, election ID card.
Election ID card, election photo identity card. Okay, election photo identity card. Okay, Catherine, what you said is EPIC, right? Okay, that's the short form. Full form is election photo identity card. Okay, so that is introduced. So you know that what is the use of this EPIC? How we should use that EPIC?
Ma'am, we should show it to the people who are there at the voting.
Yes, whenever we go for voting, we have to show this to the authorities there, and this card will be, voters, it is compulsory that it should be carried whenever we go for voting. And so why they have introduced this system? What is the reason?
And because there will be fake votes.
Because there will be fake votes. So with this, easily we can identify so that no one should vote for other people. For that purpose, the government have introduced this particular card, and it is some areas, you know, that sometimes election ID card still it's not available. So if it is not available, then the government allows some other ID proof. That with that also we can cast our vote. You know that sometimes some people, NRIs are there, right? So when they come for, they might not have election photo identity card. So if they don't have, government gave the relaxation that if you have some ID proof, with that you can come and you can cast the vote here. Okay, so voting, some sort of ID card, it should be shown. It can be ration card, it can be driving license, it can be passport, like this. Some sort of identity card should be shown for before casting the vote. This is why they are making it compulsory. This, what is the purpose?
Make sure that the person cast only one vote.
Cast only one vote and nobody else should cast the vote in someone's name. So that because of that reason, they make it compulsory that they should bring some or the other ID proof here. Okay. So we will finish today's topic. I'll just take the. Okay, then bye everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.